of people. They say more than 40,000 wrote in to nominate Kenyan President William Ruto. Yeah?
Do you know what's quite sad is that we're trying to look for foreign investors to invest into this country.
Yeah.
And the first thing they're going to see is that, and they're going to be like, why are we giving you money if you have this person here who's going to take the money and not use it for what you have?
His reputation is at stake right now.
Yeah, and a lot of countries who did give us money are now going to be like, okay, so what happened to the money we gave you? Because clearly you've appeared on this list. I mean, you wanted the Grammy so bad, you got nominated. So
that should be on the Grammy. You know what I mean? So apparently some of the comments, by the way, submitted with the nominations were full of frustration and despair. Apparently they say he's stealing everything, including public funds. People are suffering without a proper healthcare system, and people are now becoming poorer day by day. One commenter wrote, he has failed Kenya in every sector. Another one wrote, many Kenyans and others also nominated Adani, Gautam Adani, the Indian oligarch who funded and benefited from the patronage of the Modi government in India. And Adani he was behind an airport deal in Kenya that was widely seen as a corrupt deal before it was actually cancelled. Yes, man. So this is extraordinary, guys. So I'm also reading over here how they're saying the judges acknowledge the importance of public interest and outrage at corruption. However, since the award is given to the person who has done the most to wreak havoc around the world through organized crime and corruption, they decided to settle on Assad, who became the winner. So, ikitu ni normal because Ruto actually got more votes than Assad. It's just that Assad's record was just a bit too... I mean, guys, we know whatever he did.
Yeah, it's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
But that award is not just corruption, but it's also organized crime.
Yeah,
and then if you look at what's happening in Kenya with all the abductions and everything, it brings to light there's a lot of things that people don't trust you on for the fact that they actually say you're leading in organized crimes. Even if you're not, it's hard for you to remove yourself from it.
Right.
I mean, he could be innocent in all of this, but people are like, no, you're the face of everything. Anything goes wrong in the country, we look to you for it.
When you lose the trust of the people, right? And then when people are constant, first of all, you just got out some of the most crazy, intense, extraordinary mandamandos in the history of Africa. I'm going to Kenya. Let me just let it stay back at home. Kenya. And then now Kenyans gang up and go online and vote. Because I didn't even know something like this was ongoing.
Yeah.
Guys, over 40,000 Kenyans voted on this thing. Mara people, you remember that story that you gave us? Guys have been writing letters to Trump. Letters to Trump. Yeah? Let me tell you, Ruto should actually just sit back this evening, relax. No more partying, what's your name? Countdown, just relax and just ask yourself, what did I do wrong? How did I get here? Because he has an opportunity to actually start afresh next year because things are getting out of hand.
He does.
And even yesterday when I asked Nani, Fana Mambo, am I wrong to say that Ruto is probably the most hated president in Kenya's history? Somehow, I don't have a hate-o-meter, so I can't judge it. Now, see, these are the effects of hate. It's because guys are always ganging up against you to express their hate. And I feel like this is just the start. Next year, by the way, if our president doesn't make some drastic changes, I don't know what's going to happen, man.
Because you could have very, very good ideas on how to progress the country forward. But if you don't have the trust of the people behind you, you don't have the government. I mean, in order for you to do something in the government, you're going to have to start paying them for it. I mean, it's like, what are you doing there in the first place? So, like what you said, he needs to put his emotions aside. Take every emotion that you have, put it aside, and then analyze as an outside person, as a third person.
I agree.
Put President Ruto there as a character and analyze him, what he did wrong and where he wants to go. That way you can create a plan for next year. And then another thing that you could do is actually put young people in leadership positions so you can actually understand what they want. Don't tell us what we want to hear from the old people. No, they've done it.
I think this gentleman needs to sit down with his family. His wife,
he needs to go back to family.
Just dinner. Like, let's just talk. You're my wife. You're my kids. What is it that's going on?
No more government advisors.
No, just talk to your family. No. Let's hear what your sons have to say.
There is ongoing uproar in Kenya, and this time round, Kenyans have decided to pay President William Ruto by nominating him to be one of the most corrupt leaders in the Republic of the world. This time round, more than 40,000 Kenyans went ahead to vote and nominate President William Ruto, only to fall second behind al-Assad of Syria, the fallen dictator. This is no surprise because President William Ruto has been accused from the recent regimes, and even some people and human rights activists have said that President William Ruto might be one of the most corrupt people and he is the architect of corruption. And that is according to the people like Morara Kebaso and many others. But this report comes to no surprise because many Kenyans are furious the way this Kenya Kwanza administration is running things. We have seen how the number of young people who are being abducted has risen over the recent few years. Many Kenyans crying, many parents citing, and even now the emergency of Museveni-like leadership, with police being accused of being in the path of abduction squad, and even as Mr. Rigathi Gachagua threatened to expose. Now, as things are transitioning, as things are moving, then things might unfold even in a different way in the coming days, as Kenyans decide to do other things differently.